I have a friend who has been wanting to leave the country because they aren't happy here. We'd meet up about once a month and he'd tell me about how he's planning to leave as soon as he'd have the chance but would need some money saved up first. Makes sense. He'd been unemployed for over a year because of a depression, but last year he started a new job and said he'd finally be able to leave. I was happy for them, even though I had my personal opinion about whether it was a good idea for him to leave. Lately I felt like he was avoiding me because every time I tried to meet up, he'd say he was busy, had things to do. But, since I didn't want to think too much of it, I didn't say anything about it, and every 2 to 3 weeks I continued to suggest to go do something together. Mainly because I wanted to be a good friend, and if he was in a bad place, he'd know I still was there. Now, it's important to note that I usually asked ahead of time to do something because we all have our lives and things to do. So, last time I suggested we met up, I got the same reply he couldn't do it, but this time he suggested a new date immediately. I checked if I had things to do and agreed, but about an hour later I realized I did have plans, so I couldn't make it on that day, but gave options for a few other days. He sent a sad emoji and replied he wouldn't be here much longer and had hoped to have a goodbye party before he left. I hadn't heard anything about him actually leaving, except wanting to do it for so long. It was clear he wanted me to say I was coming anyway, but I had tickets to go see something, so I really couldn't. Few days later, he posts on social media about how none of their friends are coming to his goodbye party and feels nobody cares he's leaving. I feel like, if he really wanted me there, he could have told me he was actually leaving much sooner and done more effort for me to see him in the first place, instead of throwing this into my face after inviting me last minute.